should be live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing? Still getting some stuff set up. Give me one moment. Browser scene. Okay, we good there. Mic is low. Okay, give me 1 second. Is it low? Ah, yes, it is low. Hopefully this doesn't mess it up like it has previously. Give me 1 second. Every time I touch this receiver, man, it disconnects. So I had to turn on the NZXT mic for one moment. Why? Why you do this? Yeah, one moment. Come on. Detect. Yeah, it sounds fine here because I'm using this one. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, but now we're back on the wireless. We should be good. Okay. 1 second. I think one of the twins woke up, so I need to go grab her for a second because Melissa's cooking. But I'll be right back. Okay, we are back with this one who just woke up. Who was first in the house today? I was late. Techie Tech. I know. I'm usually like 5 p.m. on the dot. I'm here, but I was configuring stuff and I was like, oh no, it became 5 and I didn't start yet. I don't think I've ever been more than a minute late though. All right. We're just gonna sit here and chill. Okay. Extreme Zone was first in the chat today. What up, Extreme Zone? We got Stang. What up, Stang? Your little one's going on 4 months, right? I forget when the 4-month anniversary or the 4-month birthday is for your little one, but I know we're about a month apart. These girls just turned 5 months a few days ago, and that's just how I do it. I'm like, our girls minus 1 month is roughly Stang's little one. So hope you and the family's doing well. What up, Kale? Now 1303. Sorry, Kale, I just gotta call you by your handle now. Now that YouTube has gone and done this weird thing. That is using the handles and not the names anymore. What? Okay. 48 months. I thought you bought 48 memberships for people. I was about to lose my mind. But Craig Lilly, 48 months of support through the membership. 4 years. How has it been that long? Since... Not that since I started streaming, but since I turned on memberships. Time freaking flies, man. But glad to have you as always, Craig. Techie, I saw your super chat. I will get to it as soon as I get through everybody else. Real quick. What up, Nira? Let's see. Hello, hello. Yes, Stang's name is so weird there. Stang QB8BF. What's the at in front of the usernames? Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird now. Yeah, because when I bring up like this, it shows the name, but then when you tag them, it shows the other one. Anyone affected the day the internet broke? I was looking for something on Amazon. What was it? I was shopping for something on Amazon that morning, and I was like, huh, why is Amazon so slow? So then, the first thing you do when one of the things that you're using is kind of like slow is you check other either websites or services and stuff. So I was like, I went to Discord, like, no, everything's here's fine. I went to YouTube, pulled up some videos, went to Google, and like there was plenty of stuff that was working, but I did notice the Amazon outage because I was shopping for something. But other than that, it wasn't too major. What's wrong, Mia? You okay? Here, I'll hold you. I'll hold you the conventional way. Yeah. How long was Amazon Web Services out for? I didn't even realize. Like, oh, what's wrong? Okay, we're gonna have to go tracking mode. I think she wants me to stand up. She's woke up from her nap, so she's a little cranky. What's wrong? You look so sad. Come on. Let's get to the tracking. Okay. Now I can stand up and continue to read comments. Newegg did not see. Yeah, I mean, all the headlines are saying the internet broke, but I don't know how many actual websites rely on AWS. I think what I was reading, it was roughly like a quarter to a third of companies and websites out there rely on AWS. So it wasn't like more than half of the internet broke. It was just a good section of it did. YouTube is asking me for my age verification. I mean, being someone who's like well over 18 or whatever, 21, what is the age verification YouTube is asking me about? I'm guessing it's 18. But being someone that is like well beyond that, I'm not as affected by it. So, like, when it's asking you for your age verification, if you did say that you were under, 21 or 18 or whatever, what changes? Because it's not like if you're 17 or 16 or whatever, I don't think it automatically makes your YouTube like children's YouTube, which is like a totally different thing. Like YouTube for children is like really young aged. So what happens when you're like that in between where you're not a child but you're not a full adult? What changes when you verify your age on YouTube? Does anyone know? I have the privilege of not being affected by it, so I have not looked into it. But now that you're bringing it up, I'm curious to learn. You finally took your leave and have been home with the little one all day. Nice, isn't it nice? Just being able to hang out and not have to worry about work the next day and all that stuff. Just sold a 5600X 3060 PC on Facebook Marketplace for $500. I think that's a very fair price. 5600X 3060 PC for $500. I think it's a very fair price. Yeah.
Hey, Danny, Cindy's here.
Okay.
Can you do a trade?
Yeah. Okay, her auntie's here. So
Yeah.
I'll just leave this on. Is it gonna point upstairs? It is gonna point upstairs. Babe. They're gonna see you.
I'm not here. They see me?
No. I think they see Cindy.
Okay.
Oh. Thank you. I exchanged the baby for hot cocoa. It is very cold here. I'm very cold. As you can see, I'm wearing multiple layers. But okay, now I can get caught up on chat. Let's see. Salty. Oh, you posted in the Discord. Let's take a look real quick. Where did you post it? Extreme Zone. Oh, build, setup, and showcase. Is it in here? This one, yes. Ah, yes. So you sold this for $500. 5600X. Let's see. A520, which is fine. 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte. I'm kind of surprised for $500. How much were you able to profit on this thing? I'm okay with the A520 because the B560 just running at stock is plenty good enough, and at $500, I'm not really complaining. And then you have a kind of like more low profile style cooler or blow down style. The DeepCool, yeah. I mean, these stats, I think for $500, whoever bought it should be very happy with what they got. I look like I've been working overtime with the girls. Dude, having any babies is like overtime when they're at such a young age, but yeah. Hey, what up, Demon Mitt? Sup, nerds? The iconic greeting from Demon Mitt. Hope you're doing well. Grandma is not here yet. Grandma is working, but she's gonna be off soon and bringing some food. Hey, brother, I'm from Lynnwood too. Do you sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace? So I don't often sell on Facebook Marketplace. Anytime I sell things, I try to prioritize friends and family, just because. I mean, they're always needing something when it comes to competing stuff, and I would rather not have to deal with, especially now that I, have reputation being like a content creator and stuff like that. Like, I don't know the strangers that I'm selling to. I'm okay with buying from strangers, but if I'm selling to strangers, if something I sell breaks, it could be spun in a way that, like, I ripped them off and sold them a knowingly bad product or something like that. Even with all the testing and stuff like that. It's not that I'll never sell in my used market, because I have in the past before. I just try not to if I can help it. Because if something does go wrong, whether I'm selling a single piece of hardware or a full PC build, if I'm selling to friends and family, they would be more like, what's it called? They would be more willing to like work with me, like to figure out what was wrong, and instead of just like going straight to blaming me. That's just my paranoia. I mean, I'm sure people sell stuff without having problems with sellers coming back trying to get their money back. But I've also heard plenty of horror stories of people selling things at their house. The buyer breaks it and it comes knocking on their door expecting their money back. So I think those types of stories make me paranoid that, if someone buys something and they break it, now they're going to try to throw my name under the bus online, make a Twitter post or a Reddit post like, I bought from Nerd on a budget and he ripped me off and he's not going to refund me and stuff. That's why you sell on eBay and stay anonymous. Good point. The only thing about eBay, though, is they take such a big cut. Yeah, eBay cuts I'm not a fan of. And also, we've talked about paying taxes on something that's already had taxes paid on it, on a used item. If you sell on eBay, to like any degree that's like, more than a couple of items, you'll probably get into the range where you have to report on your taxes. One PC build will put you over that limit that you're supposed to report on your taxes and pay taxes on it. And I guess you could write it off as an expense and like balance it out that way. But to me, it's just a lot easier to sell it, deal with cash, and not have to keep a paper trail like that. Where's our resident pay your taxes person? How's dad life? Dad life is good. It's very busy, but it's pretty rewarding. It's new, constantly learning. This is just like a new chapter, a new phase in my life, so it's exciting in that aspect, but it is a lot more work than I had realized. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier. And then having twins didn't make it any easier for sure. Yeah, Demon Myth. Everything changed for some reason on YouTube. For some reason, they're displaying the handles instead of selected usernames. Okay, Techie Tech. Now I'm getting to your $5 super chat. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. The 7800 X3D was $299 Micro Center last week. Should have gotten one. Anyways, can someone buy me 7800 X3D? That, wow. Yeah, that was a good price. I did not see that. Let me look at Build a PC sales real quick. Did people go crazy over that? 7800 X3D. And again, most people I feel like don't need 7800 X3D. I would love to run like a blind test with like 100 PC gamers. Testing like a 7800 X3D versus a 7700X or something in two identical systems. Same games running, have them play like a few minutes of each and be like, which PC is which? Because I feel like most people are not going to be able to feel the difference. Yep, there it is. There is the deal. That was 6 days ago. What is it back up to now that the sale is over? Oh, 380. Yeah, that was pretty. Yo, though Amazon had the 7800 X3D on sale for even past Prime Day, I was seeing. Let's see if they mark. Yeah, see? This is where it's a little weird, right? And I know there's bundle savings and stuff like that, but I don't know. Micro Center, I feel like as of late, they're still a great place to buy PC parts from, but the deals that they've had, I feel like in recent years isn't as good as it has been, like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Does anyone else feel that way? So you could probably you will save more money by bundling this, but the fact that the base price here can't even beat Amazon, which is available to everyone, that's a little strange to see, because it used to be every time you looked on Micro Center, pretty much for CPUs and motherboards, the deals were usually better. Their RAM and SSD pricing has not always been the best. Like, even years ago, I remember seeing, like, what is going on with Micro Center's RAM pricing. I think it's because you have to bundle it, but I just spilled. I need a napkin. Give me 1 second. Looks like we're just gonna use a shop towel because it's the closest thing to me. Micro Center, he really just has it in bundles compared to everywhere else, nothing else. And when they do have the sales, it is really good. Because that $300 pricing for the 7800 X3D, that was way better than anything Newegg or Prime Day deals had to offer. So, yeah, when they have sales and just the everyday bundles. And Icon, 40 months of membership, 8 more for 4 years. Thank you for the support. Battlefield 6 servers were down for a while over the AWS outage. Okay. I wonder what other games were down because of it. I was playing Ark Survival Ascended when the outage kicked off for 3 or 4 hours. That Okay, I guess it depends. Is Battlefield 6 out yet, or is it still like testing? I don't remember. I don't follow Battlefield and all that. Oh, okay, no, it released October. Okay, so it's been out. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was still in like the last public beta testing or whatever. But yeah, that's one of the things that sucks about online games, and when there's an outage, and for me specifically, the outages I remember the most over the years is if there's like big outages for whatever MMORPG I was playing, just because of the nature, especially MMORPGs back then were the types of games you could easily sink like 10, 12 hours a day into, and when they would have an outage or like server problems or like extend maintenance from the normal 2 hours to like an 8 hour maintenance, and you already set aside the time that day or that weekend or during holiday break to play the game, that sucks. But yeah, Battlefield being so new, if that's your main game right now and you're playing it a lot, and the outage was for like hours long, yeah, that totally blows. It was 3 a.m. So 4.5 hours about. Well, wait. It was only that early in the morning. I feel like in the U.S., not many people would be affected by that then, because most people would be sleeping still. Yeah, because that's EST, so that would be midnight till like 4:30 in the morning. Was it not long? Was that? Are you? Huh. I'm surprised if that was. I don't remember the actual window it was down. I remember. I think it was around. That window sounds about right when I was looking for my Amazon products. It was like in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. or something in my time. But I didn't realize it was. The issue is that let's see. I didn't realize it was that early in the morning. I feel like a lot of people and gamers and stuff in the U.S. should not have been affected then. I think the outage was about 10 hours due to an update. Wait, so we're getting two different answers here. This says it was 4 hours, and this says it was 10 hours. I gotta switch sides. This marshmallow cake. Lyft and Uber was down. Oh, ooh. Imagine you were mid-ride and you couldn't finish rating or tipping your driver, or you're getting ready to get picked up. Huh. Twitch was down. Oh, Twitch being down, I mean, I think that kind of makes sense. Sorry, we're, okay. I'm gonna get through these real quick. I don't think you can comment on videos if you're under 18. Techie Tech is 27, but yeah, being asked about being over 18, damn. YouTube trying to roll out ID verification in some countries. We need a few adult-only places that aren't bars or strip clubs. We're talking about online, or we're talking about real life? Online, I feel like places do sometimes have like adult night type things. And I'm speaking from experience because for like roller skating, my local roller rink, they do have adult nights where there's like no kids at all. But if we're talking about online, there are a lot of websites that are supposed to be 18 over only, adult only. But people lie about their age all the time. Some tech news. Some guy posted on the Gamers Nexus and LTT subreddits that Zotac broke his GPU after sending it into warranty, and Zotac is claiming it came damaged. He has photos before it was sent. That's actually pretty interesting. I want to pull that up. So the issue with this, and I'm not saying I believe one person or the other, because Zotac has messed up, like when they put backpacks in their 5090 boxes. Though it is very easy to scam companies. Like, it is so easy. But But let me see if they have a thing. Or where's that post? Zotac. If I search Zotac, will I find it? Zotac new. Why you shouldn't buy a Zotac GPU? Is it this one? Okay. If you read, you see the story. Long story short is I sent my 5080 in for warranty. Their rep obviously dropped the card. I sent evidence that the card was not damaged when I shipped it. They have since gone silent, refusing to respond to anything. Okay, so after reading this story, I believe the person more. But there are ways to easily take pictures of a pristine or good condition card, and then send in a broken one. Like if you have two of them. But no, just reading this, the fact that they've gone silent, yeah, I'm more inclined to believe this person, and I'm not a simp for big companies whatsoever. And you could argue that they make so much money that making it right for one customer and, you know, taking the loss, it shouldn't be a big deal. The issue is if a lot of people started scamming the big companies, then that won't work out long term. But let's see. Okay, where's the part where they blame them for breaking it? Oh my gosh, there's so many. You guys probably can't even read this. I need to zoom in more for you to see the picture. Okay. Hey, let me see. Okay, there we go. This should be readable. Hi, Matt. We received your card, but when we went to unbox it, we found the card has been physically damaged. As in the images, you can see the bracket and the edge of the PCB board is curved in. Okay, yep. Yeah, we see the pictures. As our warranty doesn't cover physical damage. Boom. There it is. I sent you guys multiple pictures and videos of the card properly mounted. Obviously, it was not physically damaged. Very clearly, it was damaged in shipped, and you guys signed for a clearly destroyed box. You should have immediately contacted me the moment you received clearly damaged box. I do not accept this. I will be blasting you on social media. Okay. And if the box wasn't clearly damaged, even if the box is damaged, if it was like double boxed, it should not have gotten to the point where this looks like it was dropped with no packaging or boxes. I don't believe only locally this damage would have happened if the box got, you know, tossed around and all that kind of stuff. If it was packed well. So it does seem like it was dropped like bare, if I had to put some money on it. But okay, they're pissed. You guys signed for a clearly poorly shipped package you knew contained. Yeah, so it's either, I think the person in the lab probably dropped it. We have sent you photos of the original box that you sent, including the card. You can use that to claim a shipping corcher, huh? But in the meantime, we have to send back the card, voided warranty. Yeah, this situation kind of sucks. I think because it's blasted to Gamers Nexus and Linus Tech Tips. I'm pretty sure if Zotac doesn't want a PR nightmare on their hands, this will be fixed. But it's kind of sad that you have to go to these lengths to do that. I would have put an identifying mark on it before I took the pic. Yeah, I mean, it's, even if you want to timestamp things, there are ways around, like, doing all those things and still being able to, like, scam a company. But in this case, I mean, it seems like after reading it and looking through the pictures, like, I didn't want to make complete judgment beforehand. But after reading everything, yeah, I think I would side on the person. Now, is there a way that they still could have damaged it and then sent it into Zotac? Yes, but that seems more unlikely than the former. Can you just bend the metal back? It'd probably be really hard to bend it back to the point where you won't be able to tell. like to bend it back to where you won't be able to tell, you're gonna have to be doing a lot of like micro tapping and probably all that kind of like that paintless. Was it the paintless dent? The paintless dent repairing, whatever that acronym is. Like, there's probably a way to make it bend back to like pristine levels, right, where you wouldn't even tell it was bent to begin with. But I'm not sure if the average person would be able to do that easily. It would probably require like special tools and like clamps and all that kind of stuff. Yes, dentless paint repair is what I'm trying to say. But if you've seen dentless paint repair, then it's kind of amazing what those people do. I would imagine it would be kind of something similar to bend this back in place, even though there's no paint on this. It's just like similar methods, I would imagine. It could also be packaging terribly. It looks like it had nothing in the box. The shipper. Wait, was there a picture of the box? Okay, there is. So there is that. Okay, that's it. I can't make any judgment from these pictures. So this is just a box, but without seeing the internals with it opened up, with like how much foam and stuff they use. Let me go back. Did I miss anything? No, yeah, that was all the pictures. If it was packed in the box, just bare graphics card, no foam, no bubble wrap, then I could see this kind of damage happening if the box was tossed around and this corner hit, one of the walls of the box while it was against the ground or something, because these are heavy graphics cards. I could imagine that, but as soon as you put some cushioning in there, this should not happen. Like, so I don't know if I would go as far as to say the shipper did a terrible job. Just based on these pictures, I can't tell how big this box is, like, relative to the graphics card that's supposed to be in here. I mean, I guess this label doesn't seem huge relative to the box, but without seeing the insides, it's kind of hard to make a judgment on it. Auto in 4K says, "Hey, love your bigs. By the way, you helped me out a couple of times to start watching your land bids and love them. Thanks for the kind words, Auto. I appreciate it and glad the content helps you out." It's almost as if you have to live stream yourself from the point of ejection packing into the post office, which is crazy. It is kind of crazy. Like, I have in the past recorded myself boxing up and packaging something, but then it's not like I keep the camera on, right? Because I package it and then the next morning I go ship it out and stuff. But it's like you have to do it in one continuous uncut video if you want 100% proof, because anyone can just pack up a box and then after the camera shuts off, open up the box, replace it with the damaged product, and then record the next day of them dropping that box off. So yeah, it kind of sucks that we live in a time where it is very easy to be skeptical about everything, and it is very easy at the same time to scam on both ends. If anything, if Zotac recorded them receiving the box, they probably wouldn't record them like accepting it from the carrier. But if they recorded themselves opening it, but then people are going to say they switched the GPU out and then started recording and stuff like that, right? So it's really easy to be skeptical on both sides of the shipper and the receiver, which kind of sucks, because in this case, though, I think it's easiest for Zotac to just make things right. They are a multi-million-dollar company. I don't know if they're like a billion-dollar company. I wouldn't imagine so. And then this other person is just like an individual. who has more to lose in this situation? It's definitely, I would think, the individual, unless the dude is like a billionaire himself, or she, or the person, right? But yeah, kind of sucks. The plate unscrews and you can just press it back flat. Well, at this point, I don't know if it's just about that. I think it could be what other damage could have happened that caused this, right? That we can't see. Would you be okay with someone dropping your GPU like this and bending it back and then just taking it as is? Probably not. There's other delicate components on here that could have been rattled and damaged in the process. So I don't know if it's just a matter of bending it back. Actually, I said it wrong too, G's. See, it's a hard one, right? It's paintless dent repair, lol, because yes, you're not repainting it. You're just fixing the dent without the need to paint. Exactly. And I've watched way too many videos on that just because it pops up on my YouTube shorts and it's very easy to just brain rot your way, or brain rot yourself away watching it. Okay, let's see. So yeah, I'm curious to see. Let's see, did Packet Sniffer? That's the OP in this. Hopefully, LZT do a video about this. I only mention LZT because OP crossplay to sub 2. Not trying to start any drama. Isn't this sad that someone has to preface on, because you're on a Gamers Nexus or vice versa if you're on an LZT subreddit, if you mention the other creator, you're gonna have to like preemptively defend yourself because of all the drama that has happened. I thought at Computex, Linus and Steve were supposed to meet in person to hash things out. I thought they had mentioned that either in a video or like one of the YouTube posts or Twitter or something like that. Does anyone else remember them saying something like that? And then like I think one of the requirements was Luke had to be in the room too. I think that was a requirement by Steve. But I thought there was a plan for them to at least meet and at least put everything behind them. Does anyone else remember them saying something like that would happen at Computex this year? But I want both to pick it up and talk about it on their channels or podcasts. That's why I posted both. I don't want anything else. Just hoping they talk about it to their millions and millions of subscribers. See, the issue is, like, I want Zotac to just fix this person's, this mess that they made for this particular person. But I think I guess it's not a bad thing, right? Like, we do realize this kind of stuff happens every single day to a lot of people, by every company. It's not just Zotac that does this. We have already seen Asus, as well as other companies, screw over their customers by doing very similar things like this, rejecting RMAs that are perfectly, viable and everything like that. So, I want this person's problem to be fixed, but I don't know if there needs to be a dedicated podcast / YouTube video made for every single person that this has happened to. I guess, has Zotac been called out yet? Maybe it needs to be a thing where every company needs a big expose at least once. And if Zotac hasn't had one yet, so that they could get their crap together, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the one to cause that to happen. But you guys get what I'm saying? Like, you can't, like, content creators would not make anything else if they only chased, solving these types of problems for their viewers. It's on the companies to do a better job so that doesn't need to be done in the first place. And maybe like one expose. Okay, so what's going on, Michael? Can you help Michael? He's trying to get 5 monitors working using GPA and internal graphics. See, that's kind of hard. I can't help because that's not something that have I ever helped somebody like personally. I don't know if I have hands-on experience putting together a system and a setup with 5 monitors. Like my personal setup has 3, but I've never put more than that. So that's one of those things where like I would need the hardware in front of me so that I could like test different things and try it. But I don't know if I could be any more help to this problem, unfortunately, Michael. Then I would just be Googling your hardware and seeing just like you would. So unfortunately, off the top of my head and based on my own experience, I don't have any insight on this. Like, so you're maxing out your 4 display ports on your graphics card, and you want to use the integrated graphics, and you must have APU or an Intel or some kind of CPU with integrated graphics. I mean, the first obvious thing is, did you go in and check the BIOS to make sure integrated graphics is enabled? And I don't even feel like that needs to be said because almost every single time I think I've used any kind of AMD CPU or Intel CPU that has integrated graphics, regardless if you put dedicated graphics in there or not, it defaults that like on. I've never seen like an untouched pristine BIOS like default integrated graphics to be off. So I don't think that's gonna help you out. Yeah, I think this is kind of like a very specific problem that might deal with the combination of hardware you have. And without having it in front of me, I don't think I could be of more help, unfortunately. I ran 7 monitors. I just had a second GPU, lol. Yeah. But I mean, if they only need 5 and the integrated graphics is there, it would be ideal for them to be able to get it to work there. But I'm not sure if anyone else in the chat might have any solutions. I don't think it could be a bandwidth limitation. But again, like I've not had to deal with that personally, so off the top, I can't help. Do not use the motherboard. I think you can use a video splitter if you get desperate. A video splitter on like a display port? I've actually, again, let me think in the past. The only types of display splitters that I have used before, and maybe this was like years ago, and maybe the tech has changed, but like if I ever used a splitter cable in the past, like something like this, it would be a mirror image. Like it would be the same image because it's splitting that one signal. It's not allowing 2 signals to come through this one port to give you 2 different images, on the two separate monitors you're connecting to it. So I'm not sure if getting a splitter in this situation would help, unless the tech has changed. But have you tried turning it on and off again? I would suggest getting dual GPU. You could get a really cheap secondary GPU. Okay, let's see if we actually, with AI basically being everywhere, let's take a look at this real quick. Let's see if AI can figure this out for us. How can I get 5 monitors to work on my PC? Only the 4 connected to the graphics card works, but the one connected to the motherboard integrated graphics does not. ChatGPT is surprisingly good with troubleshooting PC help because it can skim the internet and put together, the same types of like keywords and trends of what we ask it and pull together from Reddit threads and forums and stuff like that very quickly, faster than we can do it. So let's see. Check BIOS. Integrated graphics might be disabled. Okay, that's what I recommended first. So go into BIOS UEFI and turn it on, which I'm guessing is not the problem. Update graphics drivers. I kind of hate this suggestion. Like, I know graphics, like, that's one of the default things people say, update graphics drivers. I feel like anytime I've had graphics card issues or like display issues, updating or rolling back drivers has never helped me out. It's always has been a more complicated problem than that. And also, I think this has made people think that you have to have the latest version of drivers to like operate your computer at all, which isn't true at all. You could be like 2, 3, 4, 5 driver versions behind because these companies are now pushing driver updates so frequently that like you don't have to have the latest drivers at any given time. Even when a new game launches and there's game ready drivers out, sure, it might be a little bit more optimized and get you like a tad bit more performance. But if it's not broken, you don't have to fix it. Like, you could use old drivers if it's working just fine. But I mean, I guess this, you could try this out. Windows display settings, detect the monitor. Okay, yeah, this is pretty basic. I don't think this is too helpful. Check display output. Oh, here's one. ChatGPT. Actually, I'm happy they brought this up. So, I have dealt with bad cables. And it's just, or bad displays. And you don't even think about it until it's brought up for you to check it. But like, try to swap the display cables around. Just make sure the one that you're trying to use with integrated graphics isn't bad. Swap displays around too. I have helped somebody out in the past before that I think they were trying to run dual monitor and they said only one of them worked. And the eventual problem was like one of their HDMI cables was bad. It seems so like, what's it called? Obvious, but until you actually check it, it might be one of those stupid problems that somehow rears its ugly head in. Oh, my mic, did my mic cut out? Careful how you're moving, Danny. Your mic cut out for a split second while talking like an Italian with your hands, law. Why? Which is weird. Let me check. 1, 2. Because my receiver is right over there, and I'm not touching your receiver. So, for it to cut out just from me turning my head, that's odd. I've tried everything. Graphics card settings. I don't know if the GeForce Experience and AMD Adrenaline has anything specific to this. Oh, check if it has a setting that restricts using the integrated GPU. Some settings on the dedicated GPU might disable that one. I'm not sure if I recall any settings like that. Actually, I know in like when you right click and go to NVIDIA, not the GeForce Experience, but the other NVIDIA settings, there used to be a thing, I don't remember if I think it's still there, where per application you could set dedicated, automatic, or like integrated graphics, but I don't know if that would be the case here. Verify hardware limitations. Check your motherboard specs if it supports multiple displays via integrated graphics. Some motherboards do not support more than one output from, okay, I think we're only trying to do one from the GPU anyways. Ensure the graphics card can handle multiple monitors. Yeah, I don't think that would be a problem. Use display link if needed. I mean, if you run through this list, it seems like I kind of want to test it right now, but I don't even think I wouldn't be able to easily test it right now because my monitors are tied up to my main system. But yeah, 5 monitors. That's kind of, I feel like that's like top, like 1 percentile of people out there are using 5 or more monitors, unfortunately. So there might not be as many solutions online to be finding it. Stream submissions. Where do we got in stream submissions from Demon Mitt? Oh, yeah, a cheap secondary graphics card. Well, ideally, if they're not trying to run that many more displays, I think it's worth them kind of troubleshooting and diddling around with settings and stuff a little bit longer before spending more money. But yeah, if not, getting a slim graphics card like this, you could easily slot it in with, hopefully you're not like, you know, capped out on your PCIe slots to get more display. Wait, Demon Man, how many displays are you running? Did you say earlier already? This is how I ran 5+ monitors. Okay. Did you actually, Demon Mate, because did you try running 5 monitors without that card? Also, did we establish this that we have the same speakers, Demon Mate? I have this exact set of speakers on my setup as well. I think we might have in the past, but just seeing it again makes me happy. I've had these for so long. I don't know if you watch baseball, but our Mariners lost. I need to buy PC parts to make me feel better. I don't watch baseball personally. Unfortunately, I think it is one of the most boring sports to watch. But there are a lot of people in my life and adjacent that I've heard that sad news from. So, has the Mariners ever won a World Series in the past? Was this going to be our first one, or is it going to be our first one in a long time? Yeah, it kind of sucks. But maybe we'll get them next year. I feel like most teams say that about the Super Bowl too, which kind of sucks because there's only one chance at it every year, and there's so many teams that only one can win. And when we lost our second attempt at a Super Bowl, that was pretty crappy. I watch more football than I do baseball. Your 4039 only has 4 display output. The bottom are plugged into the main GPU, and the VR headset are. Oh, okay, gotcha. Have I watched cricket? I feel like cricket would be more entertaining than baseball. Let me see. Let's watch professional cricket real fast. High level cricket. And I will tell you if it's more boring or not. Okay, let's see.
Top 7.
I do not want to watch a YouTube short. High level cricket play. To be honest, I haven't played cricket before, so. Or watched it. So it might actually be boring. Geez, can I get. Why is it giving me only shorts? Videos. YouTube, you're killing me. Okay. Thrilling Final 3. Alright. Baseball games is. I feel like people go more so to socialize, to buy food and drink, and like even during major parts of the game when they're actually playing, and not just between innings and stuff, people are just going to grab food and like beer and stuff like that. Like it is the pace of the game. I don't know. It's just not for me. I don't want to hate on baseball too much because there's probably people who really love baseball. And I think it's one of those things where if you played or watched when you were younger, then you're kind of set for life for maybe like enjoying watching it and stuff like that. But I definitely was not into baseball growing up. Even though we do have like a pretty major team here in Washington State. So that's my reasons for not really liking baseball. But, I still wish the Mariners would have won, even though I don't watch baseball. Anything that makes our home city have more pride and stuff, I'm down for. Never been to a World Series. Okay, dang. Then that's even more heart-wrenching, I guess. If we were that close. Well, maybe once in my lifetime. Yo, what up, Pedro? Believe it or not, I've seen hockey goalies catch a 90-mile-per-hour puck with their bare hands before. It doesn't happen a lot, but you look it up on YouTube, I'm sure, is a highlight reel somewhere. Hockey games are pretty exciting. I've been to a few of them. They've all been... I've never been to a Krakens game, which is our kind of newer... How long have the Krakens been around? Their tickets are a little bit more expensive, but I've been to some of the more, I guess, would you call them a little more minor league or the more local teams? The Krakens were founded, only 4 years ago during the pandemic. So I do want to go to one Krakens game at least once in my life. It's only, yes, I know Mariners, but to me, it's like, why are baseball tickets that cheap? Is it because people are so uninterested in it and it's so easy to get that you can get like tickets for that cheap? The baseball game we went to was we actually went for free through my wife's work because they get free Mariners. The Mariners gives away a lot of free tickets to a lot of the big companies around the Seattle area, Like I'm sure Microsoft employees, Amazon employees, the company. My wife doesn't work for either of those companies. She works for a smaller one, but even they got free Mariners tickets. So yeah, it was like a work event thing, and you could bring your +1. So that's how I went to my first ever Mariners game. Okay. Oh, and if you guys haven't noticed, this is just gonna be a chill stream. There wasn't that much tech news when I was looking around. Like with regards to new, I mean, I think the biggest thing I saw was like some leaks of Intel's new Ultra 270 or something, which I'm not sure how many people care about. I don't know if anything if anything that Intel can release is gonna sway people's mind to go to them as opposed to just sticking with AMD for the most part right now. So I'm down to do whatever this stream. We've kind of just been talking about whatever. I'm mainly hanging out with you guys in the chat instead of rambling on the browser like I normally do. So this is one of those rare occasions where there's not like a set schedule or like outline for today's stream. I can bring up different things that you guys want to talk about, but I'm also down to like do setup reviews and stuff like that too. Yo, what's good? What are we doing today? I don't know. Esper, we're trying to figure that out too. Memory prices. Let's take a look at that. Okay. Wait, I got that extension that I forgot who. Sorry for whoever suggested it to me. But that extension for, let's just look at 32 gigabyte 6000 CL30, which is pretty standard. Because, yes, I talked about it in my latest video. Memory prices are going up. Let's see. Oh, my God. Look at this. Well, it is Corsair Vengeance, so that doesn't really count. Techie Tech says, are we going to raise money for this man to build a PC built my polls on the Discord? What? Techie Tech. If you're going to drop $5... You gotta proofread for grammar because I do not know what your sentence is saying. Are we gonna raise money for this man to build a PC? Built my polls on the Discord. What were you trying to say on that second half of your super chat there? It was Benzerino. Thank you for the suggestion. But let's look at like Silicon Power, right? Their stuff is typically reasonably priced. There's the price trend. Look at this. This set was $100 not even 3 weeks ago, beginning of October. And then before that, even less. I've talked about the memory price increases at least once in the past month on the streams. And in my latest video for the PC build I did, I talked about the memory price increase as well. This is kind of one of those things that just happens. Before this, what was it, the tsunamis that 2 or 3 years ago that caused the memory price hikes? And then before that, or was that back in 2018-ish was the tsunami? I'm getting them confused now. But we've had memory price hikes for like in the past multiple times before. And I would say if memory is the only thing that's increased in price, and we're talking about a $40 difference, but everything else is priced somewhat reasonably, which I think graphics cards aren't too bad right now, I would rather take this than paying an extra $100 or $200 over overpriced graphics cards, which we even had at the beginning of this year with the releases and fake MSRP. So unfortunately, this kind of sucks if you're trying to like shave costs at every like penny pinch as much as you can to build a budget build. But in the grand scheme of things, unless this is compounded with like increased power supply prices, increased case prices and stuff, having just one component being a little bit overpriced, I would say is not that bad. Is the memory price increase because of tariffs? I think it's because of the shortages due to the allocations for AI uses. Price increases. That's the last thing I read, but let's pull it up. Ongoing memory. Hey, look, this is funny. The AI overview is telling us ongoing memory price increases are primarily driven by massive demand for artificial intelligence. We just completed the circle. The AI that requires more memory is telling us that's the reason memory prices are increasing. But let's take a look. 10 hours ago. Looks like the AI boom has made DDR4 RAM no better value than DDR5 as storage, and memory prices continue to rise. Okay. I'm sure we have plenty to actually thank AI for, but DDR4 AI is only affecting DDR4 pricing. That's interesting. Let me read this because that's like the opposite of what I would think. But judging from the recent charts shared by Semiconductor, oh wait. DDR4 pricing is now so expensive it's hardly worth it. Even DDR5 are increasing. There's no source given for these charts, but it tracks with other analysis. Okay, blah 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 blah. AI boom has most certainly played a bigger part in this because AI data centers require tons of DRAM. Yeah, but what about DDR4 versus DDR5 are they talking about here? And while DDR5 offers the latest and greatest in this front, much of this will be spoken for by big customers, leading many to fall back on DDR4. Okay, so it's not... I was about to say, like, how is the demand in AI data centers? It's more of a trickle-down effect, right? It's not that the data centers themselves need DDR4. They're probably, yeah, more likely... I don't even know if they would just be on DDR5, but the demand and even the demand for like the manufacturing of them, if that causes shortages in other areas, then that could cause, yeah, that makes sense. This will have combined declining DDR4 production as transition more heavily toward DDR5. So just less supply, high prices. But DDR5 prices aren't the best right now. Let's take a look at the Team Group kit. There seems to always be one component shortage in PC building. I'm trying to think of which component has not had a shortage in the time I've been doing YouTube, which is coming up on 10 years now. SSDs and RAM for sure, GPUs for sure, power supplies for sure. I guess cases. I don't think there's ever been a time, even after the tariff, where case prices got so bad that like there wasn't even an alternative option. Like case prices went up, sure, but there was always still budget options available. It's not like the cheapest case that you could ever buy at any given point in time was only $100 or more or something, right? There was always cheaper cases still available, even if they were more expensive. Like a $40 case is now $60. That's still it's pretty reasonable at the end of the day for something that just houses your computer to you know, press a power button. So let's see, cases have seemed to be untouched over the years with regards to weird price trends. I guess motherboards, I don't think I've ever specifically noticed upticks in prices for motherboards. CPUs, I'm not sure if I can even say CPUs either, unless you guys can remember. Oh, we got Akuma21. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Should I upgrade to AM5? I'm thinking about selling my 5800 XT with the motherboard and RAM kit. If you could sell and make some money back, sure. It's kind of like, do you feel like your current setup is like not serving you well? 5800 XT, that's not a bad CPU by any means. It's getting a little dated in terms of like the performance, but I feel like it still would be viable for a wide range of graphics cards. I don't know what graphics card you have, so it's kind of hard to recommend, but like, unless you're like really CPU bottlenecked, maybe hold off until memory prices stabilize. That could be within the next 6 months or so. I don't know. But then again, $40 isn't the end of the world. I think I would be okay still using an AM4 system. If I had to use as a daily driver like a 5800X or something, I think I would just sit on it for a while until I found like a really good deal on AM5. Cases I've never seen shortages of. Cases and fans, yeah. Oh yeah, fans, bro. There's like there's PC case fans. We talk about when you're shopping for PC parts, there's like so much choice that you could be bombarded and have a difficult time like making a decision. I think Thermalright makes it a little easier just because of how cheap they are. But if Thermalright wasn't so cheap, you would have so many freaking options for what case fans you can choose. And aside from like doing brand loyalty or going with the brand that's been around the longest and stuff, it's like, how would you choose if you weren't choosing just based on price? There's so many like alternatives. Be True up here. So Arctic Noctua we know, Be Quiet we know about. But then there's so many of these small... Red Dragon, they're a pretty well-known brand. They're not like... I don't think they would be considered like a top-tier brand by any means. I know Red Dragon as budget peripherals, but now they're expanding to like power supplies and stuff like that. Some more Arctic fans, Asus ROG fans. Who's buying this? Does anyone out here have specifically an Asus ROG fan? I don't know, like, unless this fan is like really good. It is called Whisper Quiet, but $20 for a single ROG Strix fan, in like complete plain black. When a 3 kit of Thermalright, and I know the Thermalright ones are the most bottom of the barrel budget fans, but I don't know if I could justify filling out a whole PC with $20 a piece fans unless it was like from Noctua, which is even more expensive than this. Like if I'm gonna go and spend a little bit more on fans, I'm just gonna go all the way and go with Noctua probably. Kingwin. I don't think monitors have ever had a shortage if you count that as a component. That's more of a peripheral. I guess I was talking more about like internal, like to build a desktop type of component. Hey, here, Okanos, the latest channel sponsor in the latest video. They got their own fans, thermal takeout. Yeah, so too many choices for fans. I don't think there will ever be a shortage. Sell to me, give me a price, law. Michael wants to buy Akuma's. So you're talking about 5800 XT, an equivalent motherboard to go with it, and RAM. How much would that be? 5800 XT probably goes for like 120 to 140. RAM, assuming it's like 32 gigs, is like $90, especially with RAM prices going up. And then a motherboard, let's just say it's like a B550, like $80. So what? 80 plus 90 is 170 plus 140 is like at least $300 for this kit. This set of stuff is what I would think, but I don't know what. Let's see if Akuma. I'm not sure how much I should sell the bundle though. Well, I just gave an estimation of about 300, not knowing everything about it. But if you give more details, you have a 5070 right now. I feel like a 5800 XT, if you're playing at 1440p, can handle a 5070. But let's see. I tried some Asia Horse fans with my 9600X 5070 build, and I'm impressed with them. Oh, I forgot. We were supposed to talk about the thing from last week. I retested. So as you can see, the Corsair cooler is back in here. I retested it. I made sure there was more than enough thermal paste. The Corsair cooler loses to the Dark Flash one. The only thing to me that makes sense is that pump speed. The Corsair one only ran up to like 2800 RPMs for the pump, the impeller fan, the impeller, and The Dark Flash one was like 4,000 plus RPMs. Everything else about it, like the radiators, the fans and stuff, fan speed, they were both about the same 100% fan speed. So I'm thinking it's the amount of water it's able to move, like fresh versus, recycling the water out, getting the warm water out, bringing in fresh, cool water. I'm thinking it's the pump that's doing, and the pump size, because the height of the pump, the thickness of it, I guess you can call it, maybe it can contain more water. So there's more of like a buffer for how much heat could be transferred to the amount of water in the pump before it gets recycled out. Without going into like Gamers Nexus levels of what's it called, like scientific work, that's my thoughts on it. I did not switch the fans just because switching out the fans would be a pain in the butt, and I honestly don't think the fans are going to make that much of a difference. We're moving air through. They're spinning at roughly the same RPMs. The fans have different, I guess, I didn't want to call it pitch last week because to me, fan pitch is like when you have a straight blade fan and like the pitch is the angle. But when you have curvature to it, I think the curvature, I don't think it's right to just call it only fan pitch, because these fans actually like scoop. They're not just a straight fan blade like a windmill or something that has a pitch, which is that angle. It's like a combination of some pitch with like a curvature, which is why I just called it scoop. I don't know if there's a more scientific term for it, but the fans, I don't see it making that big of a difference that we saw in the idle temperatures. It was like 5 degrees idle. So, yeah, that's the conclusion. But I did go back and retest it. And yeah, it was not on improper installation on my part. I way overspent on Noctua PPC fans, but they're so awesome, 3,000 RPM. I think the thing about fans, though, is that you could have the same Noctua fan. What's the Noctua life warranty? Not life warranty, but what is the warranty? Noctua fan warranty. It's like a really long time. 6-year warranty. But I've heard of people, and I think Demon Mate, if you're still in the chat, I remember Demon Mate specifically saying, like, they've invested in Noctua fans years ago and are still using them. So with the fans, unlike a CPU, unlike memory and stuff, like, fans are kind of timeless. A good fan now, like, the fan technology is not going to change that much between now and 10 years from now. All they're doing is adding LCD screens and RGB to them and stuff like that. I don't know how much more they're going to improve on, like, the geometry of, like, fan blades and stuff to make it that much more efficient or quiet. I think we figured out, like, the fan blades and, like, the most basic fan tech. So, investing in fans now, even though they're, like, way more expensive than cheap Thermalright ones, it could prove to pay itself off if you're using it for, like, 10 years. It still is pitch. All right, it's still pitch. There is pitch and yaw in. I know it's an aerospace term. Well, when we talk about pitch and yaw, we're talking about like a vehicle in the directions that it can move, right? But with, I don't know if I've heard of yaw in a fan blade. Is that is yaw a fan blade parameter? Is that how we ask this question? No, yaw is not a parameter of individual fan blade, but rather refers to the orientation of the entire fan assembly or rotor. Yeah, that makes sense. The pitch or blade angle. Okay, so that one I knew. Is there a word for? Okay, we gotta ask ChatGPT on this one because I'm either blanking and it might be able to remind me, but what is the parameter of a fan blade that tells you how curved it is? Is it pitch or is there another term? Parameter. We gotta get down to the bottom of this. You're right on track. The term thing is pitch, but there's a little bit more to it. The context of fan blades, like those in ceiling blades, turbines, or aircraft, pitch refers to the angle at which the blade is set relative to airflow. Okay, airfoil shaped. Okay, I'm not asking about the airfoil shaped. I'm talking about like literally it's scooping air. Like it's almost like concave. I mean, I guess it could be airfoil shape because if you take a fan blade off of the rotor or the hub and just looked at it, that could be an individual airfoil shape. So pitch refers to the angle relative to the airflow, but it doesn't mention anything about the curvature. Yeah, if fans need aerospace tech to cool gaming PCs down, we've lost the plot. And at the end of the day, I still go back to it. Like, I think Greg Salazar put it best in the PC Hot Takes video that the collab that I put together. Like, people what's it called? I think they overemphasize how much cooling a PC needs. Once you get to a certain point of like how much airflow, optimizing your fans and stuff like that, you're doing so much work just to lower the temperature 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees. And if you're stressing out about that little amount of change in temperature, then there's something else going on in the system. Like, if the system is running cool enough under load, I don't care if it's running at 70 versus 74 degrees. I care about it from the point of if I'm like trying to conduct a scientific test, or if I'm bored and I want tinkering around and optimizing it and stuff. But when it comes to like trying to build a budget build and trying to save as much money as possible, yeah, I don't care about those 4 degrees. Give me the cheap Thermalright fans. In decline, are you in Noob's Discord? I'll show you. You should show us all. Use 5 monitors all at once to play a single game. If you post a video link, we will all watch it together, Demon Mitt. Post it in the Discord to oh, is this it right here? Oh, yeah. I thought you were gonna use it to put the games on all the screens. Yes. So Demon Mitt is very into GTA 5. Is it considered RP, or are you playing some other version of it on like 5M? But Demon Mitt, I think last I remember you were like a radio station DJ or something in GTA 5, but are you doing something else now? But yeah, so this is an example of playing a game and using your monitors for so many other resources. I think a lot of people have used multiple monitors to like play a game and then pull up like a walkthrough or like, Max Roll or just some other website on the side for reference information. But like, yeah, Demon Mitt's got this stream OBS running on one. Is this TextPad or Notepad? What's going on this one? Got some, this looks like some snips here. So he's doing a lot of stuff, it seems like, in real time. San Andreas government. Got forums pulled up here. I don't know what this is. Reports. I play as a gang detective. I'm like half the server's bad guys because I'm good at catching them. Okay, yeah. So I'm trying to think if I've ever played a game to this degree of needing so many displays. I don't think I have, but yeah, you got Excel pulled up or Google Sheets, YouTube, yeah. Doing too much, lol. I see. Oh man, GTA 6. I'm so curious as to what's gonna come about GTA 6, and I'm very curious if they're gonna release online off the bat. Because how long did it take for GTA 5 to become available after GTA 5 launch? It was only 2 weeks. It always felt like longer than that. Okay, so yeah, online wasn't available right away. I guess that 2 weeks to me felt like such a long time. I got GTA 5 on launch, the PS3 bundle edition of it, and I was like, wait, you guys didn't release online yet? I guess that makes sense. They want people to play the story and not just rush straight to online, which is what I would have totally done. But the story was really good. I put up what every window is for. Okay, OBS for body cam and light streaming. That's what you use OBS for? Oh my god. You're playing a detective or a police officer in a game and you've actually got body cam footage just like in real life to prove that, you know, you weren't conducting police brutality. Or you weren't taking part in police brutality or something. Or just having proof. Discord open to a chat bot that uploads any screenshot I take to Imgur, so easily arrest reports. Typical hotkeys, Miranda rights. Oh, Miranda rights? You're going all in on this. Commands I use often in game that I don't have perfectly memorized. Music, TeamSpeak. Which one's TeamSpeak? I haven't seen TeamSpeak in years. It must be this one on the very left. I can't go over to it. This is TeamSpeak over here, huh? Are people using TeamSpeak? I haven't unironically heard of TeamSpeak in a really long time. The last time I saw TeamSpeak in modern media was the TeamSpeak Twitter account. They were tweeting at Discord or something, but it's so weird because TeamSpeak has been around for a really, really long time, and it used to be up there with regards to like voice chat software. This and Ventrilo. I think there was a few others, but I just remember TeamSpeak and Ventrilo when I started getting into online gaming in like the early to mid 2000s. Are they making a comeback? How it feels using TeamSpeak instead of Discord. Yeah, see, I think they've been poking fun at Discord. Why are we on the Discord list? Yeah, TeamSpeak's social media person on Twitter is kind of going off. So TeamSpeak 6 Beta 3. Foundation 1 is here, okay. TeamSpeak 3 has a lot of self-host and plugin support that Discord doesn't even come close to supporting. TeamSpeak 3 is highly customizable and works in-game. I mean, I think, yeah, if you're doing stuff that could make use of, like, the more elevated features, 15 years ago, official TeamSpeak 3 trailer was released. I know it's unbelievable, but we actually released an update. This is crazy to me because I haven't given TeamSpeak much thought. Actually, here's a question. Start a poll. Have you ever used TeamSpeak before? Yes or no? How to... Yeah, see, TeamSpeak has been going in on, like, poking fun at Discord. How to delete your Discord account. Like, they're posting stuff like this. Society of everyone started using TeamSpeak. Yeah, we lost 14 users this week. What else? But I remember seeing them going pretty hard in on... yeah, see, divorce leads children to the worst places. To Discord. That's funny. I don't know if I will start using it because anytime I'm using voice chat, it's usually in like concurrently with sending like either text or pictures and stuff like that. So Discord works well for that. I don't know if I ever would need any of the more fancy stuff that TeamSpeak has to offer. Newer TeamSpeak 5 or 6 is more like Discord. Is it now? Is it completely free? I don't even... So, I remember back in the day, Ventrilo was not free. People had to, like, pay for hosting or whatever. And I don't know if TeamSpeak cost anything because I used to be a part of, like, whatever WoW guilds I was in. They paid for it. Or they paid for the Ventrilo, and if TeamSpeak had a cost, they paid for it. But, let me take a look at this. I wouldn't be opposed. I'm going to download this right now and check it out. I'm just curious. Windows, okay, yeah. I'm gonna check it out in my own time. I just wanted to download it before I forget, though. Okay, getting it downloaded. How do you keep the Yaris reliable? Just keep up with its... Honestly, all I do is oil changes on it. Actually, no, I lie. I changed the brake fluid recently. But that oil change, brakes, just the basic maintenance. I've had the car for over 100,000 miles, and I have not had a major, like, engine, like, I guess, what is it called when you take in a car to get it checked? That's how I don't go to the mechanic at all. Everything I figure out how to do at home, and I haven't had to do anything major. Like, I haven't had to change any gaskets or anything like that. I mean, I've changed spark plugs, like everything that you could learn through YouTube without needing super specialty tools, or like, you know, an engine, what's it called? The crank, the hoist thing. Yeah. I'm not a car person by any means. But I'm trying to think of what the next major maintenance would be that would require going into a dealership and getting hosed. It's a Toyota, duh. Have not had to change the clutch. Also, I've changed the serpentine belt. I was about to say, there's no timing belt. It's a timing chain, which is one of the reasons I picked the car. So I haven't had to adjust that. I don't know if I need to adjust it or not. But these days, again, I'm not driving it as often. But when I do drive it here and there, it doesn't seem problematic. But I'm just not trying to take it to a dealership or independent mechanic and just get ripped off for... I don't know. I just don't trust any mechanic. I need to make friends with a mechanic that I could trade my PC knowledge and, you know, workmanship for their car workmanship. Like, I will build you a PC and, you know, do all that stuff for you and be your PC person. You be my car person, because then I can trust that I'm not getting ripped off for like a $500 bill for you to take a look at something and change my wiper fluid. NASA uses TeamSpeak. The funny thing is, I can't tell if this is making a joke or not, because as we've seen, for some advanced stuff, some of these companies or organizations have used the most basic, like, what's it called? I forgot what the company was called. The one that went down to see the Titanic using the Logitech controller. You would be surprised how much of that stuff goes on behind the scenes. No, what would win in a race? The Tesla, for sure. Not even a question. The Yaris could have, like... It could start... If we were doing, like, a quarter mile race, I feel like, and I haven't done the math, but I feel like the Yaris could maybe even start at the halfway point of a quarter mile and still lose to the Tesla. Okay, it probably wouldn't lose. Maybe if it started at the quarter point, it would still lose. Maybe at the halfway point, it might win, but still. It is slow. The Yaris is very slow. Every time I have to merge on the freeway, I'm flooring it. Like, there's no other option to merge into 60-mile-an-hour traffic with the Yaris except to floor it completely. I'll sell you some blinker fluid. Exactly. NASA still uses Windows ME, lol. Submarines use Xbox controllers for the scope. TeamSpeak is to Linux as Discord is to Windows. TeamSpeak is self-host and highly customizable, but it's jank for people not used to it, lol. Oh, I'm gonna check. But you said the newer one is kind of like Discord these days, so you can have like personal servers with text channels and stuff that that persists, I guess. That's the best thing about Discord to me, is you can always look for past conversations you had with people. So like for the Discord server I have with my friend group, like the LAN crew, like we could pull up stuff from years ago, searching by images or searching by keywords and stuff. So that's what's nice about it, that even when you hop off of voice, any of the text and images still persists. But if the new TeamSpeak is like that, that's a cool thing, but I don't know if it'll get, it's kind of like Linux, right? Is it going to get mass adoption? What the heck is TeamSpeak? You never heard of TeamSpeak? TeamSpeak, what came out first, Ventrilo or TeamSpeak? But TeamSpeak is what people used to use for voice chat. And I think like Yahoo Messenger or MSN Messenger also had one-on-one voice chat and stuff. But for like big group chats for when you were playing games and like WoW raids and stuff. Let's see. TeamSpeak Wikipedia came out in 2001, 24 years ago. Is Ventrilo still around? 2002. Okay, so Ventrilo came after TeamSpeak 1 year later. Okay, interesting. Is it even still around? Let's see. This website looks like it's from 2002 still. I swear, this is what the website looked like when I originally downloaded it 20 plus years ago. Rent. Get Ventrilo for your group. Yeah, see, you'd have to pay for hosting on it. And then look, it's by server size, by the user amount. It wasn't just like, you would have to be like, all right, how many people are going to hop on at the same time? All right, we're going to need a server big enough for 50 users. How is this still a thing in 2025 when free alternatives exist? I'm curious to see how much money Ventrilo still makes. Skype, TeamSpeak, Discord was the progression of most people on online gaming, lol. Oh man, I don't, I'm trying, did I use, yeah, I guess I did use Skype for voice chat a little bit. I just don't remember Skype as much. Cause I didn't use it for gaming. I used it for video and voice calls not related to gaming for the most part. Nope, doing a mechanic tutorial would be like the birds doing a PC build tutorial. Exactly. You do not want to watch me try to explain how to do even the most basic maintenance on a car. Because I feel like even for something as easy as a oil change or like, I don't know. Yeah, I think oil change is one of the easiest and most important maintenance milestones that you have to do regularly on a car. Like, if you posted a video of yourself doing it, I'm sure, even if you did it close to perfect, there will be people nitpicking every single thing you do and writing comments on how you could have done it better and what you did wrong and stuff, no matter what. And, yeah, as a not car guy, I'm sure I would mess up on so many things that would not be optimized. With PC building, even though I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with PC building and all that stuff, I still get people who point out things that I supposedly did wrong. But I mean, I'm confident enough to know that, like, I've done it correctly. So, yeah, you wouldn't want to see me doing car content. I'm curious, though, because, like, Alex, who used to be a part of LMG, who now does zip tie tuning, he transitioned from doing PC content to car-related content. I haven't looked through his comment section, but I'm curious how many people are nitpicky about how many things they do wrong. Because Linus, like, his channel, the Linus Tech Tips, every video they do, there's always people calling them out doing stuff wrong because they are usually exploring things outside of just PC building. Like when they get into Linux stuff, servers, like a bunch of the other things that, you know, they're not super pro at, people are constantly ripping them for doing things wrong or saying things wrong and giving misinformation and stuff. So I'm curious for zip tie tuning, because it was a big transition from PC content to car content, if the same thing happened. I miss ICQ. This doesn't even sound familiar to me. ICQ, pioneering instant messaging program, launched in 1996. I don't think I ever used this. If we go, the first instant messaging like program I used was AOL Instant Messenger when we had AOL Internet when I was a kid. Oh, huh. Interesting. Was okay, so it doesn't exist anymore. AOL was a part of the developers? Oh no. Wait, what happened? My friend still runs a self-hosted Ventrilo server. It's on 24/7 amongst the friend groups. You can randomly hear them each make noise on there just to let people know they're home and online. Oh yeah, that was a thing you could do, right? You can like make it go ding 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 ding. It was very annoying when people did it, just to be a troll. I totally forgot about that function of it. Well, AOL sucked. I agree, it did. We used to use... Okay, let's see. So, about 2/3 of people have never used TeamSpeak before. NPoll. We used to use a program called Trillion. Did anyone ever remember this? Does this still exist? So, Trillion was a program that you could use so you could sign into your other, like you could sign into MSN Messenger, you could sign into AOL Instant Messenger, you sign into all your different ones so that you could have your whole friends list and you could chat with across all the different programs with one program. So my friends and I used to use Trillion a lot. Like we're talking back in like high school. But I don't know if this was ever a popular thing. It was just something that we used. It looks like they're still around. Yeah, 2025. Pricing? Who's going to pay for this? Free individual. Okay. Or $3 a month. Huh. Trillion was like Adium. I had never heard of Adium. So I bet you there was multiple programs. Open source, Mac OS. Oh. So it was Mac specifically to connect multiple chat programs. Yeah, that's what Trillion was essentially on Windows. I remember a few programs like that. None lasted. Yeah. I mean, it looks like this program... Do they have a wiki page? Software. So this started in no. It's 2000. Yeah, so 25 years ago. So it's been around for a really long time. Multi-protocol instant messaging application. Yeah, it connected like all this stuff, but I've never used like IRC. Oh, let's see, MIRC. This was 1995, so this predates all of that. It's the Internet Relay Chat for Windows with integrated scripting language. And every time we talk about like old school chatting platforms, I guess IRC always comes up. I think I was a little bit too young to catch when this was in trend. So let me see. I mean, it still exists. They have a website. It looks like also it has never been updated almost. You couldn't just click links. You had to use commands to download. You couldn't just click on links, huh? Windows 95 days. Yeah, back when Windows 95 was relevant, we did have Windows 95 on our computer those years that it was relevant, but I don't remember having internet back then. I don't remember us first. Actually, no, I do. The first internet I ever used, the first time I ever like got online using internet was like on my uncle's computer. And me personally, like my mom getting my brother and I internet as kids, I don't think I got that till I was around 10 years old, like in 5th grade, I remember. And I used that to chat with my other 5th grade friend about like DBZ and stuff. But yeah, so I was not around early enough to use IRC. You can still use it. Do people still use it like in on a wide level, or is it just like very, small groups of people trying to keep it alive still using it? I guess, is there any benefit of using this today compared to just everything else that exists? Is there a video? Let's go to YouTube. Here's one in 2024. Close enough. Okay. Yep. Yeah. See, I feel like just looking at setting it up looks already like a pain for most people to want to do, just for basic functionality. Like Discord has made it really easy to join communities, make your own Discord server, chat with friends and stuff, and the support it has for like media files, videos, photos, search history, all of that. So it's looking like yeah. I would say there's not much use for this that I can think of in this day and age. We have it easy today with our instant loads and downloads. Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely way harder to do anything back then. Yeah, I saw people bring up Winamp and LimeWire and stuff like that. Nowadays, if I need a quick sound file, I just go to YouTube, look up a song or whatever I need, go to a YouTube to video MP4 website. I don't even have to have a program. I just go to a website that can convert a video to either a downloadable video or an MP3 file for me to use in a video. Like, it's so much easier to do anything nowadays. I use MIRC. It was cool back in the day. It's still used, but for things, if you know, you know. Oh, it's still used, but for things, certain things. Yeah, I get what you're talking about. MRC was helpful for finding rare software because it helped the normies away from it, like people and snitches. Lol. Yeah. I catch your guys' drift. I really don't like Discord. I wouldn't say I particularly love Discord. I use it as a tool. I think it has a lot of utility for me and my friend groups, and for like even the Discord server we have for this channel. Well, I'm not like a super fan of it or anything. Yeah, I'm not like a mega fan of Discord by any means. I just use it as a tool, and I think it's useful for what I need to do and for, the people that I converse with, the things that we do together. But I'm not like, a super simp fanboy for it. Like, if a better program came along, I guess TeamSpeak or something, and that's where people shifted to, I would shift in a heartbeat. I just use whatever is the easiest to use, is accessible, and does what it needs to do. I had 2 computers and 2 phone lines in my room in the early 2000s. I used free AOL trials so a friend and I could play Diablo 2 at the same time. That sounds like core memories right there. 2 computers in the early 2000s? I can even imagine with how expensive computers... I mean, computers have only, for the most part, been getting cheaper. Like, kind of standard computers. We're not talking about super high-end. We're not talking about, like, the most budget. We're talking about just like what you would consider either entry level to mid range computer has only been getting cheaper over the years. But back in the 2000s, you having two computers yourself, so a friend could hop on and play with you. That sounds like a good time. You could get hacked through IRC. But if you downloaded something, or are there other ways for people to get into, you know, like the back end side of things, to access either your network or your system? Like, would you have had to click on something malicious? I didn't like Discord at first either, but as you, yeah, I was pretty hesitant. Me and my friend group, before Discord, we used not MSN Messenger, Facebook Messenger of all things. Facebook Messenger was surprisingly the best platform for us prior to Discord, because you could share images very easily. Because, you know, with text messaging, if you were on Android versus iPhone, your pictures and video could come out like crappy quality, because if it was MMS versus SMS, etc., the size limitations, all that stuff. So that wasn't a good way to do it. And Facebook Messenger, because everyone from my generation had a Facebook before they went to complete crap, and now everybody hates Facebook. But everyone already had Facebook. Their chats were easy to make, and you could actually search through your chat history. You could search keywords. You could search for media only. You could post videos and pictures, and they were saved on there in, you know, good quality. So Facebook Messenger prior to Discord was what we used. And when Discord came out and became popular, it was more of we were too lazy to like set up a server and all transition over to it. And it's one of those things where everyone kind of has to be on board, or else nobody does it. And we had like half of our group who were willing to try Discord, and the other half was like, MSN works, not MSN. I keep saying MSN Messenger when I mean Facebook Messenger. But yeah, Facebook Messenger just worked well enough for so long that we put off moving over to Discord for years. What year did we truly move over to Discord as a group? I don't think it was until like maybe, I remember me and Jason Whitmer, we had a conversation about it. Like, he was asking me like, why aren't you guys on Discord? So yeah, that it's only like been 3 years since we've migrated to Discord as a whole group. I never liked Discord myself either, but you have to use it today. I mean, even major companies are using it. Like, actually, does like AMD and Nvidia and stuff? I think they have their own official Discord servers. But yeah, if you're talking about like content creators online, they all have their own official Discord servers and stuff like that. And it's just useful for anything you want to do, any hobby that you have, any game that you play. There's also a Discord server for it. I recently joined a Discord server, 2 Discord servers for the game that I started playing recently called Blue Protocol. And I've been using it a lot. So, actually, let me show you. It's kind of, I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm playing the equivalent of a mobile gacha. But the game I've been playing the most is Blue Protocol Star Resonance. And I recently joined 2 Discord servers relating to it, and my god, do they send so many notifications out. I need to disable them. 1,000 plus? What is this? But yeah. So, yeah, I mean, all these things are Discord server. Like, Ragnarok Online 3, I'm waiting for. I joined their Discord server. The other game I play, let's see, I'm in the Toasty Bros one, even though I don't talk too much in there. AMD has, I think this is the official AMD server. Yeah. Bunch of different servers. Most of them I don't frequent on a day-to-day basis. I don't know. Do you guys leave Discord servers, or you just like leave them there? Like, do you ever exit out of a Discord? Not exit out of it. How do I say this? Do you remove yourself from a Discord server, or do you just kind of put it on the back burner? Because I'm kind of weird in a way that like, so like let's look for example, like this one. This was a WoW Classic guild that I was in. I haven't used this for like more than what year is this? 2019. So like more than 4 years. This guild has been inactive. Last post in 2021. Yeah, raid numbers and stuff. But I can't get myself to ever leave Discord servers. I'll just move it to the bottom of the list, but I will still be like, look at these are all like WoW. Like look, hasn't been posted in since 2020. These are my like Discord servers I joined years ago, was a part of for some amount of time. I'm done with it, but I'll never leave them. I couldn't put it on the back burner. Yeah, same here. It's more of because sometimes I do like to go back into old servers and look at the old images that were posted there, the old conversations that were had. Maybe I want to find a past guildie that I used to play with and message them about something out of the blue. I don't know. It's just, it feels like you don't really gain much from loot from leaving a server as much as you could gain from leaving it on the back burner in case you need something from it. Actually, more recently, I did go back into those servers and download pictures from, like, screenshots from when we were playing. So I'm glad I never left the server, so I could get those media files that would otherwise, I probably wouldn't be able to get anymore if I left the server and had no contacts to, like, let me back in. Discord is too clogged of crap and too much crap on the screen. I mean, even with, okay, look at mine. If we scroll down my side list, like 77 notifications, 1,000, I still managed to use it just fine. Some of these have like a ton of notifications on it that I never check. The ZTT one, 156, which isn't too bad. I swear that one got up higher before. I don't even know what this is. Bodacious. It has people in there. Oh, here's Xteal. Yeah. Bunch of different ones. I leave them, but I have to be D&D so I don't get notification spam. Oh, do not disturb? Yeah. I'm bad, you guys. When it comes to notifications and how much I do not care about them, I know some people are like, what is it called? Inbox zero or whatever. Let's look at my phone real quick. I guess I don't have that many notifications on my phone. My phone doesn't have a bunch of notification badges. Is that a thing that doesn't happen anymore? Like, didn't they used to have like a little number that pops up to show you like, oh, you have like 4 Discord things you haven't looked at. But I guess when it comes to like, this is my phone's, you know, quick. Like here, I'm gonna clear this. So let me clear that real quick. We'll give it a few minutes and we'll see. I guess by default, my phone already has a bunch of notifications that stay on the screen. But we'll give it a few minutes to see how quickly it builds up. But I don't know if there's something wrong with me that like seeing those things don't bother me. Like me looking at some of these servers that have like these 1,000 plus, you know, I'm okay with seeing the notification little badges pop up. Pekis says, what are we talking about? We're just talking about Discord and why some people like it, why some people dislike it. And I'm talking about how I am horrible with managing my notifications and unread emails and things like that. They push paywalls too much? Does Discord push paywall that much? I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever... I know they try to push Nitro when you try to use like... If you try to use, let's say, one of these like this or something, like, oh, you can't use this emoji unless you pay for Nitro. I think that's the most common thing I run into, where if I'm trying to use a emoji from a different server, it doesn't let me. But other than that, for all that Discord, how much utility it gives me, I feel like it's not too intrusive. If I get a notification, I usually check it. I am the exact opposite. It's bad because sometimes I do miss important notifications. I just mute every server I'm in, but when I personally get pinged, it notifies me. It's super simple. That is a good way to put it. I'm just too lazy to put my settings like that. Okay, let's take a look. What has my phone done? But like, yeah, I'm usually okay with, not too bad. Just only like one more notification that has popped up since then. Yeah, not horrible. I mute every server. I don't like seeing the notifications. But at this point, it's too late for me. I do not want to go through and remute everything that I've joined because I haven't done it since the beginning. Out of all the crap on the screen, I have only used it. You send you my PC setup and that's it. Okay. If I see anything red over my Discord thing, I cry. But to be on top of your notifications like that, I feel like you have to be constantly checking your phone. And don't get me wrong, I'm on my phone a lot, but I don't think I want to spend a lot of my time like making sure notifications aren't there. I can send emojis and stuff like that without Nitro. I use Vencord. Never heard of it. What is this? Cutest Discord client mod. So if you send the emoji like that, everyone sees it using this, or is it only your side? Is it only like, client side for you? I've never heard of Vencord. And also, do other people have to have Vencord to see the Vencord emojis that you send? Because isn't that how it usually works? Look in general. Alright, let's take a look in general. So you sent these. Oh, I guess I could see these. Oh, no. Wait. Anyone can see. Okay. Is this essentially just sending like a... no, go away. Is this sending a GIF image? Can I star anything? Let me see. This isn't the... Now we're testing emojis. So let me like send this one. Can I can't even star this one. If I click it... Oh, here, let me move this off the screen. Okay, let's take a look what's going on here. I'm trying to understand what... If I send it with the message, it shows the link meow. Oh. But the weird thing is I can add this to favorites, but for typical emojis, I can't. So, but I don't think it's just sending a GIF or an image, because if I go back up to like this image, I can't just favorite this image by highlighting over it. Or like this video, I can't just favorite it. So what type of file is it sending here that we could see that it can be added to favorites? It translates emojis into GIFs and makes them the size of the emoji. Interesting. So I guess that's a pretty cool workaround. Can someone send a GIF? Here, I'm gonna send a GIF. Favorites. Oh yeah, see, so it's in the GIF. That's why the favorites are there. So let me just send something real fast. Yep. So that's what it is. It is a GIF with a hard G, not like the peanut butter GIF, because that is the correct way to say it. Oh yeah, that would be a fun poll. Alright, we are 2 hours in the stream. I gotta have dinner and hang out with the girls soon. Danny, I've been very active Discord. I've been helping people resolve PC issues. Let's take a look. For the most part, when I go to Discord, I hang out in general chat for the most part. So thank you to everyone who has been in. Okay, yeah, I think. Okay, this seems right. I feel like for the people who help a lot are like JG Wright, In Decline. Who there's a few others that do help out quite a bit. I think I probably need to make a role for people so they can have a tag of like, you know, PC help guru or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable opening it to mod, because with mod powers there's like a lot more that goes on, like the ability to straight up like delete posts and things like that. I don't know if I want to open that up to like everybody, but I think there should be a role for people who are like helpful in the server, so that people know, and you have like the color code that goes with it and the tag that you are like a PC like tech support help person. So yeah. Also, no, make sure when you make a poll to dismiss it, and it will pop up at the top instead of the bottom. Dismiss it? Let me see. I'm not sure if I could do that. I can only... Wait, what do you mean? I can only end the poll, and only when it ends... Wait. Dismiss it, so it ends up... Pop up at the top. So... I use a plugin to get this chat to show up over here. There is no option to quote-unquote dismiss to move the poll upwards. The only option that I'm seeing in my chat window, and I can show you guys, is... Hopefully this is not super laggy. Okay, but this is what we're looking at, right? So here's the official YouTube... Oh my gosh. So here's the official YouTube chat window. If I go here to the poll, all I can do is end the poll. I can't do anything else. But here is your guys' chat that I read on the side because I need it in bigger font so it's easier to read. And this is where I click on things to make it pop up on the screen, right? The poll is over here on the top, and I can't do anything like... Well, I can't even do anything on this screen because it's a pop-out chat window. So there's no option for me to, you know, like you say, dismiss it to move it. It just is the way it is, showing on the bottom, unfortunately. Yeah, it's what... This is the default Discord, what's it called? When you like add something to the scene, I think it's a web source, I believe, is what the source is. Let me see. Window capture, VLC, video capture. Yeah, or it's like a browser source or one of those. In the class, Danny, some dude bought a Skytech pre-built, and either he killed the Windows software or it has hardware issues. This is all hearsay. Crazy though, Skytech is usually a good brand. Every company has the potential to ship out problematic computers. It's how they deal with it in customer support is what makes them a good company or not. I agree with you. Okay, Skytech, they received really good marks from Gamers Nexus a few years ago, and I think that's like the big like thing that I remember starting to hear about Skytech and good being associated with each other, is after Gamers Nexus reviewed one of the system and gave them a very favorable review. A one-off system from a system integrator reviewed 3 years ago can have a long-lasting impact on the reputation of a company. Just like one negative review can have the same thing in the opposite direction. Skytech I will say, I mean, I think most system integrators get things right. It's not that hard to build a computer, especially for a company that sells hundreds, if not thousands, of computers. Like, to assemble a PC, configure it with Windows, ship it out safe and sound to someone, it shouldn't be too difficult. But I feel like with Skytech, my annoyance with them is how many different products they have when you go and search their website. I don't know if they have thousands of builds available for you to buy, but they sure have hundreds. And I don't know if there needs to be 100 different SKUs for PC builds from any system integrator. But in terms of them being good, it goes back to what I said earlier. Like, they could have been good or got lucky and got a good review. I think for the most part, you're right. I've heard good things about people who bought from Skytech. But I've also heard plenty of good things of people who bought from iBuyPower and CyberPower and all those companies that are apparently crappy. So it definitely is. It can be on an individual basis. But for the person in the Discord server, sorry, I just went on a tangent. Were you? So let me see. Are you in the process of helping them out right now? Let's see, Skytech. Let me see if I can find it. Their website is not just kind of messy. It is super messy. Anytime we have to look for PC builds on their website, I hate it. Because you cannot get a good idea of if they're offering good value builds. Because I found plenty of bad value builds on Skytech. But then people are like, oh no, you're looking at the wrong build. Like, bro, there's literally hundreds of builds that have this same 7600X in it. Like, their sorting is not the best. So Skytech. Okay, so I was helping a dude. He had nothing but issues, maybe user error. Okay, so you posted this. Was this today? Oh yes, this was today. Were you helping like through DMs and private chat, or were you helping in one of the channels? Because when I look up Skytech, I can't find anything else aside from your post and someone who and me who posted in July. I find going on Reddit is one of the best ways to find people in need of PC help. Yes, Reddit. Before you guys, if you didn't know, I got banned on Reddit for some reason. I don't know why, but the account, I had to make a new account. Like, here's my new Reddit account, which I have not posted yet because I don't know. So my name was Real Nerd on a Budget. It got banned. I asked, they didn't tell me why I got banned. All I was using it for was to help like people in PC communities and stuff like that. And I tried to appeal it and they didn't unban me. So I had to make a new account, which kind of sucks because I was actually accruing a lot of karma, I guess, on that Real Nerd. Let me see if I can even find it. So here's my new one with the hyphens. But if I look up my other one, yeah, see, you can't even find it anymore. So I haven't posted anything on here yet. I don't know if I will. I made this 3 weeks ago, but I agree with you. Going on Reddit, there are so many PC building communities where you can help people. The issue, what I found though, is that if you are too slow to the party to a thread, a lot of the times there are people giving horrible advice. Like, I've seen countless threads where the top upvoted comment was just like bad advice that I had to kind of like post something that said, hey, like, actually this isn't correct or whatever. And then my post would get upvotes and stuff. But the fact that the incorrect information got upvoted to the front is one of my annoyances with it. Like, people will just blindly upvote anything that sounds correct, even though it's not. So, yeah, that's just the unfortunate truth of, I guess, anything online. That one Reddit thread with one mod, I followed you. You don't have to follow me. I don't know if I'm even going to use this because, the fact that you can just get banned and they don't tell you the reason, like, they don't tell you got banned on this thread, on this post, for this reason. They don't even tell you that if they ban you. I don't know if I want to just like make an account and post anymore. I have this account so I can log in to get dark mode and I can look at posts, but I don't know if I want to like participate anymore. And banned on Reddit. And the thing is weird because I thought on Reddit when you get banned, they like hardware/IP ban you. So the fact that I was able to make an account still, and I'm not on a VPN or anything, I don't understand. Because like I've looked this up, like, can you get around a Reddit ban? And technically if you're permanently banned, not from just a specific subreddit, but from Reddit as a whole, they get you on every like level. So I'm thinking this account might eventually get banned because they're going to eventually track like, hey, this is the same user. I posted the same profile picture. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, but it's whatever. If this gets banned too, just by association with my other banned account, then it's whatever. Then I don't know. I just won't use Reddit anymore, which is kind of sucky because I have been a contributor and a user of Reddit for, you know, what, like 15 plus years now. And to get banned, kind of sucks. I just you made a new account after being banned. Okay, I'll let it sit for a while and we'll see. Maybe I'll give it some time, let it cool off, and then I'll start using it again. Well, when a mod bans you from a subreddit, then they usually give a reason, but still, yeah. No, my account just got straight up banned. I did not get first banned from a subreddit and a warning or anything like that. It was just banned from the platform, with no reason given, which is so stupid. Like, if they gave me a reason, even if it was a stupid reason, at least I would know why. But to not give a reason is the most annoying part. Kind of like when my Instagram account got banned originally. They didn't give me a specific reason why. Like, if they typed out your account got hacked and you posted porn while hacked or something, at least I would know. But being like, the mystery aspect of it is what kills me. I did. I asked them to explain why. Like, in the appeals process, because you could try to appeal, I said, hey, I have no reason why I got banned. Can you either unban me or give me a specific reason? They just gave the same generic bot response. Sorry, we have reviewed your situation and deemed that you broke terms or whatever, and your ban is still instated or whatever. Reddit can be awful. No, I don't subscribe to the idea that Reddit is awful. It can be awful. I agree with that. It could also be really good too. I am constantly looking up information, and then Reddit happens to be the best answer for it. So, troubleshooting stuff, Reddit is like so good for. Reddit is a cesspool of evil, only good for PC advice. And that, I don't know, there's like good subreddits of like cute kittens and like, anytime I play a game, I'm a part of that subreddit, just like Discord, right? Like, I was a part of a lot of, like the MMO RPG and MMO subreddit. I love that one because it was a way for me to find new MMOs to play. Whenever I played a specific game, I would join that subreddit. Like, I think Reddit, if you use it not maliciously, it could be a very good place. But I know there are some dark corners of Reddit, echo chambers you can call them, that are not as bright. Justice for Nob. Dong Too Long, what up? I cannot, if you say something Dong Too Long, I have to say your name multiple times. Gone Wild. But also the bad side of Reddit is really easy to find. Yeah, they usually tell you, it's so bad for kids and the fact that you don't need to verify your ID or anything to see 18 plus subs. But they pop up the fact that it is 18 plus and stop you before you go in. So is it on Reddit? See, we're talking about age verification. I thought people didn't like age verification, but now we think there should be age verification. And YouTube has porn, right? I don't want to bring it up right now, but like I could bring up like straight up naked yoga with nothing blurred out. You can go find it yourself if you want. But even on YouTube, where we were talking about age verification earlier, um, like kids can easily access it if you don't have age verification properly in place. And if it's just a question that says, "Are you over 18?" and people can just click yes, even though they aren't, then you know. Age verification needs to be a thing, but where are those places? I don't think people would agree on where those places are going to be, unfortunately. It's like politics, right? It's always a gray area, and you're never going to get 100% agreement from everybody, unfortunately. Twitter is horrible. This, I guess Twitter does blur stuff out and asks if you're 18 before it unblurs it, but Twitter, it's filled with like OnlyFans bots and like, what's it called? Like e-girls trying to promote their OnlyFans and people posting porn responses and stuff. Yeah, it's horrible. It doesn't make sense when I've been on a site forever. I mean, that's just what happens if there's new rules and regulations. You got to go through the process again and, recheck. Unfortunately, I know you've been used to it for so long, but like if there's a new rule that says, "Hey, this website needs to check it now," then that's the new baseline going forward. You just verify it once and then you're good. Yeah, gore. Yep. I don't remember. Are there still gore subreddits? Like, I think I've come across them from time to time, but I've never like frequented them normally. It's sad how in Australia, anyone under 18 will be banned from social media in general. So you might not see me anymore, but hey. Huh. I was not straight up banned? Or just more restricted? Like, would you be banned from using YouTube and chatting in here if you're under 16 but over like 13, 14, 15, etc.? Dang, why my username messed up? I know. Don't ask me. I tried to look into a fix. I have no idea. What up, Teams Wavy? How you doing? I could have sworn, were you not on stream last week? My memory is horrible. You might have chimed in at the end last time as well, but good to see you. What's up? I don't consider YouTube social media. It totally is, though, just given the fact that you're sharing online to basically strangers, and like the commenting system, and even though people don't use the community tab, there's a community tab, but like it I don't think of social media as just like Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that, because the reach that you have and the people that you are potentially connecting with, intentionally or not, is still there. So I definitely consider YouTube as social media. It's just a lot different than, the primarily text-based ones. Are we not being social right now? Exactly. Good point. The fact that I can post videos and people can leave comments on it, that is it by its very nature being social online with media. But also what we're doing right now, this live stream and this chat. But I understand where people are coming from. It's not social media in a traditional sense of like MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, and stuff like that. And in some ways, YouTube is more is a lot different because a lot of it is one way. Like a content creator makes content for a lot of viewers to view and talk to them in like almost a one-way conversation, because no way can I respond to every single comment on a video, but people who leave comments I could read. So it's not as back and forth as some of the other ones like Twitter is. I guess Discord, is Discord social media? It has to be, right? Yeah, there's Discord servers of people. I'm trying to think of. We think of social media and we kind of like categorize these different platforms into it. But I'm trying to think back before social media even became a like popular term. Like, would you consider like old school forums social media? I think we take the media very literal. YouTube aggregates to other socials. It's like forums, just no DMs. They used to have DMs. Yeah, very much an umbrella term. I would just say anything where you are online able to communicate with other people is social media. Pretty simple description. But okay, I got like 5 minutes left, then I gotta go. Pretty chill stream tonight. No big tech news. In terms of content coming up, I'm working on a revisit to older hardware, but I'm not gonna be able to get it done by this weekend. We have some family stuff coming up. But and then no one has asked, but we usually get a lot of, or I usually get a lot of questions about LAN party and stuff, and surprisingly, we have not locked in. We had a date locked in for our next LAN party before the end of the year, but the government shutdown and other things that has come up has actually affected some people's schedule. So now that date doesn't work anymore. And either we have a LAN party where some people can't make it, or we don't have a LAN party at all for the rest of the year. We're still figuring that out right now. So that's the update for anyone who watches LAN party stuff or cares about it. Can we shut down the IRS indefinitely? As much as people hate paying taxes, like I hate paying taxes. I hate how taxes work in the US. As much as I want to quickly just say yes, I don't know of the ripple effects doing something like this can have. So I'm going to not just blindly say yes just yet. And in decline, I do thank you and the other members of the community for that. Because I'm only one person, right? I don't want to always be the person that people have to go to, not just out of selfishness, but because it's about fostering a community of not only me being able to talk to people and help people, but to also give other people that opportunity too. Because it is fulfilling to, help people out. Taxes are usually how we get some services. Is how we get a lot of services, actually. Let's beta test not paying taxes for 5 years. Ooh, I don't know about that. Here's the list of websites affected for Australia for under 16s. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. Okay. And what's the date again, Peckish? Can you remind me? I think you said it up there earlier. Was it December 10th? I mean, we're not too far away from that. So, leading up to it, remind me. And after it, let's see if you're still around. And we can talk about what actually happens. Okay, yeah, it is December 10th. Got it. Taxes for mediocre services. I mean, I think people will always complain about where our tax dollars goes to. Uh, but imagine if those mediocre services weren't even there or mediocre. I think for a little bit of time, things can still be up and running, but once like things aren't being repaired, roads are, keep degrading, other things, public services keep degrading, and then what do? You could try to do volunteering, or like private services to fix some of these things, but then there's ways people can corrupt that as well. There's tons of corruption already in like the way the funds are managed probably, but getting rid of our current system right now, I'm not convinced that there wouldn't be corruption in whatever comes about after that. So just had my first LAN party because of you this last week, and it was awesome. Glad to hear. What did you guys play? Totally off the top, but biometrics and ID verification is kind of crazy. In Taiwan, they mandated it to use a bank. I guess we can't get into it this stream. Maybe next week's stream. Remind me, bring it up, especially if we don't have much going on next week either. But for something as important as banking and the amount of people that probably get scammed and hacked on their bank accounts and like all that stuff that happens, besides them wanting to like, scrape all your data and have your information in a database, more security for things like your health information, your insurance, your banking and stuff. I think most of us would agree that there should be secure measures in place for that. But the issue is, I don't think old people are all going to get down with like two-factor authentication, and even we saw two-factor authentication could get tricked or hacked, like what happened with Linus, right? But then again, you could say you could hack or trick biometric scans and stuff. So I don't know what the answer is. This is like well beyond my pay grade or knowledge. So I don't think there's ever going to be a perfect solution, is what I'm trying to get out. And we're always going to complain about something. What's a good place to donate a used PC? You can donate it on your local Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, though you might find people who are going to try to take it and sell it for profit, so that might not be a good thing. Goodwill, but then with Goodwill, you also risk that same thing, where either an employee is going to take it, or they're going to sell it for cheap, and then someone's going to buy it to flip it and profit. So unless you don't want to make money back on this used PC, selling it to someone who could still use it but also make some money back, donating it to, I don't think you can just go up to a school and be like, here's a PC, do you guys want it? Maybe schools might be different than when I was in school, like a high school. I don't know if like a school would just openly take a standard PC. You could donate it to like a recycling, like an upcycle type of store, where they will also profit on it after they clean it out, refurbish it essentially, and sell it. I feel like most of the avenues that you go with trying to donate a PC, someone on the other end is going to profit off of it. So why not you profit off of it, or sell it at a very fair, reasonable price where you make some money back and the person getting it is getting a good deal. If that makes sense. If I want Jif, I go to the supermarket. What up, Grim and me? Yeah. Most people say hard G, so we're going to end the poll. No, thank God, no sales tax in Alaska, and the roads still get maintained and repaired. There's no sales tax, but you get there's other taxes, right? Like same with Portland, Oregon. There's no sales tax, but income tax and and other taxes. And, you know, with the roads and stuff, you pay tabs, right, for your car that you drive. That's kind of a form of a tax, I guess. It's a way of collecting money to help maintain the roads and stuff like that. You play Battlefield 6. Oh, yeah, that's a new thing. Battlefield 6 being the game that it is, it probably is very useful to have a squad locally to each other to be able to do certain small skirmishes across the map. So, nice. Can I donate it to you? Are you located in Washington State, Doggy64? Because otherwise, I don't think it'll be worth it. Like, shipping a computer for donation, like, that's going to cost already 70 or 80 bucks. And I don't know what the specs are in it, but I've had a lot of people want to donate parts to me, which I'm super grateful and thankful for. But I would much rather have you guys list your own parts in your local market. You could even post the specs on our Discord server. We will tell you a price that you could list it at, that you can move it in like a day easily. But yeah, I much rather have you guys, you know, make money on your own parts than me taking more parts. Which I have plenty of parts sitting back there already. I don't want to take in something that's not going to be used right away, if that makes sense. Gnome. Member for 34 months. Dancing Danny's can pay for it. What up, Gnome? Very Gnome. You ever heard of hoisin sauce? Of course I've heard of hoisin sauce. Have you not seen the first LAN party stories ever where we make pho? And my buddies were like, hoisin sauce. I gotta bring that up before we end the stream. But yes, I've heard of hoisin sauce. As a pho enjoyer and Vietnamese cuisine in general, I very much like hoisin sauce. Here it is. Let's see if I can find that part. Let's see if I can find that part. Where is the hoisin sauce part? It's very memorable to me. Where's the pho? Come on. Oh, here it is. There it is. Hoisin sauce. That line from that land sticks out to me even 9 years later. But do we actually show the hoisin sauce in the video? We passed it right there, but that was just a shadow of it. We got the sriracha. Nope, it didn't show the actual bottle. But yeah. No, that was sriracha sauce. We had hoisin sauce though. It was passed in the background. Yeah, no, we had both. You usually have both when you eat pho. But yes, I do like hoisin sauce. And we used it for the peanut sauce when we made spring rolls too. Oh, you're in Bothell? You are local. Are you in the Discord server? I gotta end stream, or can you email me? Maybe. I would still rather you sell it to make money than you to donate to me. But if you email me or join the Discord server and DM me, maybe. But I highly, highly encourage you because I feel bad. Especially it was like, you know, with the economy and everything right now, I feel like people could use more money in their own pockets than to give it to a content creator. I could use more money in my own pockets too, but I don't want to take people's stuff to sell it. So, but yeah, hit me up. Either email me. My email should be either down below, or it's very easy to find. Or join the Discord server and DM me. If you're local, that's slightly a different story. But yeah. If you ever got to be a LTG, you mean LMG employee, and you got 5,000 AMV build. So, last thing before I go. Now that Linus knows who I am, because I was in that build video, I So they're doing those, they used to do the Intel Extreme builds, and now they're doing like the AMD builds where they spend $5,000 on their employees. I always thought it'd be cool if they would do a series like that, except for other either smaller or medium-sized content creators. And what perfect way to start off that series than with me, who is only like 2 to 3 hours away from them in Vancouver, because I'm down in Seattle area. Like doing an AMD Extreme upgrade for other tech content creators, because I feel like a lot of medium to small channels could use it, right? Like my setup, like it works, but there's probably things that I would like to get for my own setup, but I just can't justify the cost of it. So having someone like Linus come in and be like, all right, we'll improve your setup, because you're a fellow tech content creator. But I don't know, like they have so many employees that they need to work through that they probably want to benefit the lives of their employees before they start looking outwards. But if I had $5,000 AMD build, employee benefit, what would I get? I would probably get a slightly nicer PC. My PC is probably right now, it's worth like, $1,200 or something like that. It's got pretty old components. I would probably build a modern $1,500 PC with modern graphics card, CPU, which would make me set for the next like 3 or 4 years. Dang, what else do I spend my money on? $5,000 is a lot of money. Maybe more. A better. No, I don't think a better camera would help me out. Like, my content is not super cinematography, like, right? It's a good question. I don't know how I would spend $5,000. Like, in real life, if I won a scratch ticket for $5,000, I would pocket so much of that money and only spend a portion of it for my PC. But if I had to spend it on my PC or setup, I'm struggling, because this is not something I daydream on a daily basis where I'm like, boom, I have this list ready to go of what I would spend it on. This is a good question, actually. I would have to think about it more. Yeah, like 2K on myself and give PCs away. That sounds a lot better. Okay, if I'm being honest, maybe I'll update my lighting setup, because I'm using some really jank, bottom of the barrel, Amazon / AliExpress, like lights and stuff. Like these things. Have you guys seen my light panels? These key lights. This is like the 2 for $26 newer things on Amazon. A lot of this stuff, like outside of my PC and my camera itself, like a lot of this stuff is like very budget oriented and kind of annoying, because like they've got wires and all that stuff. So and the light isn't the best quality. So maybe the actual setup itself, maybe more lighting so that I can have better lighting in my videos, because my lighting's not the best. Again, I use these soft boxes that are like pretty, like when you look up soft boxes on Amazon and you sort by lowest price, that's what these things come up. And that's what I use for my lighting. So it works, but you would think after 10 years, I would have upgraded to better lighting, but I don't know. For me, it's hard to justify the cost unless it was coming from something like an extreme upgrade. But if it's coming out of my own pocket, I'm still using those lights. You know what I'm saying? I think for these extreme videos that Linus does for his employees, they do end up spending money on things that they wouldn't have otherwise spent on, because of of how the videos work. So that's kind of how I would spend the money. Oh, a 3D printer, a nicer one than the crappy Creality one that I have. I would probably get a Bamboo 3D printer, because I do want to 3D print stuff. It's just such a pain with my Creality one. So a nice Bamboo one with like multicolor filament. Oh, that's enclosed. Oh, that's probably like at least $1,000, right? So yeah, that'll spend up some of the budget pretty quickly. Yo, what up? I am Seattle 206, another Seattleite. How goes it? I'm about to end stream, actually. I was supposed to end stream like 40 minutes ago. What the hell am I doing? You guys, how do you guys keep me on here? You can do a 2K PC build with a 9070 XT. Honestly, I might go 5070 Ti with the build if I were to do it. I might go 5070 Ti just because I like the NVIDIA features. And for Premiere Pro and the smart noise reduction green screen from the NVIDIA streaming, NVIDIA broadcast suite, and the resellability once the PC does become more obsolete. Like 5070 Ti is a pretty good option in that price range. Make a nice recording. Yeah, I honestly, my recording sucks because I don't have a dedicated recording area. My test bench area is my recording. So every time I have to record a video, I gotta like clean everything up, set the cameras up. Like my lighting and camera position change every single video because I have to reset them up. I probably have space down here for a dedicated recording space, but what sucks is that I like my backdrop of my workbench. So I like shooting here, and that causes me to have to move things every single time I shoot. So yeah, I've been thinking for a long time, like I need to set a dedicated corner of the office where like the camera never moves, the lighting never changes. I could just go over there, turn it on, and be ready to record. Because right now I have to reset everything up every single time. Yeah. Would you go full Batcave with 4? No. I don't know. Maybe I'll get 1 OLED monitor. I don't know if I will go 4. That's too much money to be spent on monitors, even if it was given to me for free. I feel like I can get more use out of the money and more utility buying other things that aren't just displays. Because as nice as a display is, I don't even know if I need 4 OLEDs. Maybe just 1. To me, a separate 3D printer gives way more utility than, 4 OLED monitors. I know I still have a lot left in the budget, but I still wouldn't spend it on the monitors. I would find other more useful things to spend it on. But anyways, I've gone on for long enough. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this week's stream. Pretty chill. All we did was just talk off stream, and yeah, not much tech news going on except for increased RAM prices and maybe other rumors of stuff that's not even seemingly close to release. So, yeah, we'll see if there's anything interesting to talk about next week's stream, or it could be another chill stream as well. Next week is like the day before Halloween, isn't it? No, it's like 2 days before Halloween. So, yeah. Thanks for chilling here with me and hanging out. I will, if you guys haven't joined the Discord server yet, feel free to do so. I pop in there, throughout the week. But other than that, I will see you here same time, same day, same place as always next week. You guys take it easy. Have a good one. Have a good weekend. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.